Welcome back, everybody. We are going on to game number 2 of Dewalt versus Sziky here in the TLS round of 8.
Yep. Take another drink, guys. And I think that game just could have gone a lot better at several points. I mean, we saw a slightly questionable composition from Dewalt. It was a big, expensive army. I think if he'd have had his army a little bit more correctly weighted to what he was dealing with, I think it could have looked a lot different. So the hope is not yet gone. He's only 1-0 down. Sziky still has plenty left to do, and Dewalt has plenty more chances to come back into this. But Sziky is looking strong, much stronger, notably, than he looked earlier on in the tournament.
Indeed. Definitely showing some of that anti-Korean killing power.
Yeah, he's showing some of that pro gamer skill right now.
And game number 2 is going to be on Neo Electric Circuit, which is a slightly difficult map for Protoss statistically. So, going to be a bit of a challenge for Dewalt in addition to all the other challenges he's facing when playing against Sziky. Sziky.
Sziky. Keep saying.
See, this is like, I finally, it took me so long to pronounce Idra and, well, just to pronounce Idra correctly. I still don't pronounce Noni correctly, because I still think Noni sounds way better than Nooni.
Well, yeah,
but,
it does.
Yeah,
Nooni,
so I still say
that?
Noni. I say Idra now, though, so at least I got that one right.
Yeah.
But,
I've always said Idra. I've never said Idra.
Really?
Yeah, that just looks weird to me. Idra. It's Idra. All the way.
Alright.
Yeah.
You're smarter than Artosis, Elegant. You're smarter than Artosis. Well done.
Yeah, tell me something I don't know.
Oh!
Oh, no, but seriously.
Alright, I think we should just go into the game.
I think we probably should. It's about that time, isn't it?
Alright, here we go.
Let's go.
Alright, here we are in game number 2. At the top right as the Teal Protoss, we have Dewalt. At the bottom right as the Peach Zerg, we have Sziky.
Yes, indeed. And you said peach, not peachish.
Indeed.
So...
Somebody complained about that last cast, actually.
Really?
He's like, why does Zell keep saying peachish and not peach?
It's not peach, it's peachish. It's peach-like.
Yeah, I still don't think this is legitimately peach, but, you know, what are you going to do? Anyway, everybody take a sip.
Yeah,
I'm
back.
Elegant is just trying to promote deviant behavior in our youth.
Yeah,
and we shall carry on.
Doing a good job of it, aren't I, unfortunately? I don't know, fraught with technical issues. My life. We do have a pylon being thrown down at the front for Dewalt as expected. So once again, looking like we're going to see some standard goodness from him. Meanwhile, Sziky looking like he's going to be going for a little bit of the 9 pooling action. Here it is. So a little bit more of an aggressive opening right now from our Zerg player, and we'll see how this pans out. I think that Dewalt should be able to mount a pretty nice wall-in on this map, I would imagine.
It is kind of weird to do it though. You have to be quite careful. Whenever there's like diagonal walls like this, you always have to be so careful when walling in. Another thing is that it actually starts becoming unbuildable at kind of a weird place here. I think it's at the start, I'm pretty sure it's at the start of this like black patch of terrain. But
yeah.
There's been like games I've played where I thought I could build a gateway somewhere and it actually was unbuildable, and that just completely messed up the wall. So gotta be slightly careful on this map.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's see how Dewalt does it. And
that's interesting.
Is weird.
Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, forging gateways, to correct SimCity, is to place the forge below the gateway, then it blocks between the two buildings. So I can only imagine that the forge is going to be able to block the cliff at the top there, and that then the gateway is going to be able to block the cliff at the bottom.
He didn't scout with the second probe, Elegant. Oh no, he's going to scout his opponent lost.
Oh.
I hope he builds 2 cannons. I think he will, because I think he's done that before.
He should do. I mean, he's a smart guy. He's got the 150 minerals in the bank. He may as well do it. And then he can cancel it if he needs to as well.
Oh man, this probe might miss the lings.
Oh no,
it's gonna see lings.
It's gonna see them.
Oh,
it's gonna see
thank
them.
God, if he missed the lings, I
Goodness.
think he'd just instantly lose.
Yeah, I think so.
But okay, he's seen the lings, and I
he's
think
not
he
putting
might
more probes.
still go for 1 cannon here.
He's pulling 1 probe.
What?
1 probe.
What?
He's pulled.
Dude!
He can't.
The probes!
More now. Don't play it on the edge.
Okay,
play
okay,
it
he
safe.
pulled 2 more. He pulled 2 more. Okay.
Okay, and this. Whoa! What is?
Wow, that's weird.
That's really clever.
Except that the Zerglings will run
Apart
around the
from
side, and it doesn't range it.
Apart from this,
you can't mine for the natural now because the Lings just kill the pro.
okay.
He has to wait for the Zealot before he can mine.
He's gonna have to make a second cannon. Okay, there we go. He has to make the second cannon there. He has absolutely no choice. But he's got his Nexus down on time, so a second cannon not too much of a problem at this point. So Dewalt actually outsmarted himself there.
Yes! Third base.
Huh?
He's gonna kill the drone.
Oh,
He built the assimilator to stop him from making an extractor. Sziky might try and make it in the main instead. The probe's really far behind. I don't know if he can make the assimilator in time.
I don't think he can, but the probe's gonna have to be able to
Make
throw
the
down the gas.
assimilator!
Close there to losing that drone. And as we mentioned, meanwhile, Sziky is being so annoying with his Lings, and those Lings are going to be able to run by all the way into the main base. This is so bad for Dewalt. 3 Sziky Lings in his main. Oh no.
Man, see, this is this wall is terrible. And
This wall's
the worst
bizarre.
thing about this wall is the fact that he could put the gateway up over the forge makes me feel like he tried this in practice and thought it was good. And was like, okay, I'm going to do this wall in TLS. So it's not that he just doesn't know how to wall this map and made a bad wall. I'm pretty sure he actually thought about this and came up with this design and thought it was okay. And it's not. It's terrible.
It's really bad. Look how late Zyky's third is, though. Look at this. He's had to pull that drone all the way back from where he was going to make his third, and he's had to place his third at the 6th slot position instead. So that's incredibly late. And that's actually going to have an effect. But back at the other side of things, Dewalt's had to cancel his gas as a result of that 3-ling run by. Very, very unfortunate.
He's just
now
making
has
it
his
as natural. Why is he not making it as natural?
I don't know.
I mean, Zyky's just going to keep harassing that if it's in the main. Just make it as natural. It's fine. Yeah, just make it as a natural. You have a cannon there. It's fine.
He is not going to make it a natural. He seems very, very resistant to that idea. He's going to make it a natural as well. Okay, because it's that timing anyway. I mean, even that's a little bit late even to be making your second gas, let alone not be mining gas yet at all. Sziky is still doing damage with these Lings, though. He's able to dart in and grab himself a probe, and that is just adding insult to injury at this point. Meanwhile, laying down his spire already, and the Lings are now speed Lings, so this is going to be a lot harder suddenly for Dewalt to deal with, and we all know how badly this can end. Just a few Lings in your base controlled by Sziky, and this is the Zerg player that we all know and fear.
Yeah, this is just such a pain in the butt. If it was me, I'd just like build a cannon in the mineral line. It's like a complete waste, technically, but...
Oh no! Well, because he's already lost 150 minerals in probes, at least, right there.
Yeah, it's probably worth it against Zyky Lings. I mean, technically, you're not supposed to build a cannon when there's just 3 speed Lings in your main. You're supposed to just man up and But sometimes, like, you know what? I'm just going to lose way too many probes. On the plus side, he did delay Zyky's third by a really long time and kind of forced it at the 6 o'clock. I don't think that's what Sziky wanted. Sziky clearly wanted to take the bottom left natural instead.
Oh, no. God, sorry, go on.
One thing that's curious to me is that Sziky didn't take the back mineral only. In almost all of the pro games on this map I saw, the Zerg in ZVP took the mineral only as his third rather than another gas base, which I always thought was bad, but all the pro gamers did it, so I mean it can't be that bad, right?
Yeah.
But Zyky's doing something that makes more sense to me at least, taking a gas base.
Yeah, that makes a bit more sense.
Oh, he's getting carapace.
Interesting.
Whoa.
Okay,
this is gonna be like a goon all in or something. He's getting goon range. I really hope that that's not a mistake, because he's not making gateways yet. And he's made a Stargate. Why is he getting goon range if he's getting a Stargate? I think that's a mistake.
That's got to be a mistake.
How can that be a mistake, though? How do you accidentally get goon range instead of +1 air weapons?
I don't know.
It can't be a mistake. Can it? This doesn't even make sense. How do you do that?
I'd expect to see a bunch more gateways go down any second now if that's not a mistake. If that's intentional, there needs to be more gateways and they need to have them pretty much now. Scourge going to be chasing around the Corsair in the main. The first Corsair looks like it's probably going to go down. Both these guys just dancing about and Sziky backing this Corsair into a corner. Oh, one Scourge landing, but eventually the Corsair gets into the relative safety of that cannon. A little bit of a micro battle between these two guys, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, this is definitely a mistake.
Weird.
He's not making gateways, and that's just going to finish, and he's
going
to have goon range. And
he is making gateways.
Yeah, this is way too late, though. I mean, look at this timing. The goon range is going to finish, like, basically by the time the gateway's finished. So he's going to have goon range done and only a single Dragoon on the map. You want to time it so you have, like, you know, almost enough Dragoons to move out by the time your range finishes, and then it finishes and you go, and then, like, that's the timing.
That's so many gateways. I mean, presumably he's done this. He's practiced this a bunch of times, I would hope. So this timing must have some redeeming features. You're right. I agree with you here in your assessment of this and how the timing should work out. But I can only imagine that Dewalt has a plan in mind, and this is somehow intentional.
I certainly hope so. Let's see what he makes. Oh, he's made a second Dragoon. Okay, I think it is actually a Goon all in then. Is he gonna make a third Dragoon?
He probably should.
Third Dragoon. Well, he doesn't have a Citadel, so I guess it is actually a Dragoon all in. I guess I should have pointed that out as well. He didn't make a Citadel, so he is actually doing a Goon all in with a order that doesn't really make sense. But that's okay because, well, I think an all in is the way to go against Sziky, especially on this map.
I think so as well. I mean, because already we've seen that Sziky's been able to exert his dominance a little bit, so I think Dewalt, even just for his mental state, needs to try and grab a win, and this can be a good way to do it. His gateways are now starting to pop out the Dragoons, and they're going to start coming at quite a heavy rate as well, so hopefully he's going to be able to make some headway. Meanwhile, the Sziky has busted out a bunch of Mutalisks, and of course Mutalisks, as we've already mentioned, pretty good against Dragoons, just Dragoons' slow attack rate. So they're going to be at least able to push back this quite heavy Zealot contingent for the time being. 5 Zealots and 1 Dragoon. Not so great against Mutalisks. Fortunately, there are a couple of Corsairs still. Well, I thought there were, but apparently there are no Corsairs still remaining, so forget that I was ever going to say that. So this could actually be quite difficult for Dewalt to deal with.
This army's going to die to Mutas before he can do anything. Oh, man. Oh, bye-bye, Zealots. Man, the Goons are going to try and come and save him, but Goons aren't even that good against Mutas anyway because of the damage types. I mean, they only do half damage to Mutas, so... This is going to be bad. Mutaling is exactly what he didn't want to see here. Mutaling's going to crush the Goons. So Dewalt is in pretty bad shape here. I think he should just give this up and take his mineral only, like right now.
Yeah, I really think so as well. This is not going to work. I mean, it's one thing to be persistent, to try and continue with your strategy, but know when it's not going to happen. Dragoon range now finishes, so I guess he feels that if he's got a window, this is it, and that he's too heavily committed to this to pull back at this point. He's got 1 Corsair moving out to join his Dragoon army. His Dragoon army, which has grown to quite a significant size already, but there are Hydralisks ready to meet it. Fortunately, they're not Lings. If they were Lings, I would think this would be a little bit worse for Dewalt, but he's going to have to be careful. He's taking some Sunken Colony hits. Of course, Sunken Colony is being very effective against pretty much everything. Look at the damage they do. It's absolutely crazy. Sunken Colonies are good, man. He's going to be able to siege down that hatchery, but apart from that, probably won't be able to do too much. Meanwhile, where are all the Mutalisks? Okay, there are all the Mutalisks. All these Mutalisks coming back. There's no way this is going to work.
GG! All in fails. And that is 2-0 now for Sziky. 1 game away from the semifinals.
Yeah.
Not looking good for our Protoss hero.
Not looking
but that's
good
okay, because this is where he makes the reverse 3-2 comeback, and we get to cheer our hearts out.
As I said,
happen. I'm calling it right now, Elegant, right now.
Okay.
3-2 comeback.
I'm not gonna join you on that, but God, I hope you're right.
Dude, easy peasy. He's just gonna. All right, look. He just has to make DTs, and he'll be fine.
Yes, he's hardly done that so far,
Exactly.
and have we seen any DTs kill any drones at all yet?
Well, the first DT he made got stuck on the map, and then last game he didn't make any. So
yeah, well, let's hope it hasn't.
Not going so well.
Yeah, not going so brilliantly, but that just goes to show you don't make DTs, you lose, and hopefully this next game will prove that if you do make DTs, you will in fact win. So should we go to a break and then go for the game 3?
Indeed, don't go anywhere, guys.
Yeah.